YouTube, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I am going to be reviewing the 5th Indiana Jones movie, The Dial of Destiny. Let's get to the review. Right, on to the review. They say nothing soothes anxiety better than nostalgia, and that's what we got. Pacing was an issue, and over loud music, which did sometimes drown out the dialogue. Lots and lots of action, which was good, which is what we expect, and we had certain things that we come to expect. Cough, cough, insects, cough, cough, eels, which are interesting. Overall, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. There were lots of things that were implied indirectly that link to, obviously, Raiders and The Last Crusade, and weirdly enough, Temple of Doom got a mention. Crystal Skull less so, but the events of Crystal Skull did come up. I'm loving a certain boat scene which shall be nameless. That's all I'm going to say. 4 out of 5. Music was a bit overpowering to the whole of the story, but overall 4 out of 5 for me. There was some great links to the first trilogy and obviously dealing with the aftermath of the appalling Crystal Skull. That fiasco. This one firmly put Indiana Jones where it needed to be and actually dealt with the issue of how do we deal with aging, which I think is actually far more important than people actually realise. So this film was current. We had some cute little nods to Short Round with the new character Teddy. Loved some of the car chases, but what really got me thinking why Crystal Skull and this movie got such a lukewarm reception is the fact that the practical effects were neglected for CGI, and I fully get why, because I mean, how else are we going to age down Harrison Ford? Isn't he like 70 plus? Don't tell me the actual age, I don't want to know. It's just, strange. But this is the quandary that we face. We can make reams and reams and reams of CGI soldiers, but actually just having 20 real physical people fighting is a much better shot. So what do we do? And this is where we are at. I'm loving the fact that they went with metal torches in a certain scene. That was wonderful, rather than a smartphone. I loved that because people are forgetting what actual torches are. When you write in a book, so-and-so got out their torch, people don't think physical torch that you switch on. People think they got out their smartphone, but a smartphone hasn't actually been written about. It just says they turned on the torch. And people aren't thinking a physical torch, they're thinking smartphone. So I'm loving the fact that this film did feel somewhat timeless, even though it was set in the 60s. And even though we did go to other places and other times within this cough cough spoiler there, I'm loving the fact that science got a big mention and mathematics, even though Indiana Jones is an archaeologist and deals in ancient history. I'm loving the fact that those two things got a mention, because Crystal Skull, let's face it, aliens and Indiana Jones, are they really compatible? But then again, we've had other things. I'm loving the fact that we also got a reference to Christianity and Nazis. Don't know why that's important, but it is. It just feels that it should be in a movie about Indiana Jones, even if it's a fake. Loved that. Not going to say any more about it. 4 out of 5 for me. The music was a tad overpowering because it did obscure some of the great dialogue. It took a while for the chemistry to actually click. And overall, I'm kind of like wondering why, and then I'm thinking, well, actually, it's Indiana Jones clicking with his goddaughter, not granddaughter, with his goddaughter again. So it's going to take a while for that to actually warm up. And once it did, you felt like you were on another adventure. I'm loving the map work. I felt that they could have done some map work before the map work kicked in. You know what I mean. But then again, having a puzzle is not a problem. Pacing is, but then if you rush this movie, you feel that you've been cheated. But if it's too long and padding, you feel, oh, when is it going to be over? But actually, perhaps it should be long and padding because Indiana Jones doesn't move as quickly as he did in his youth. So perhaps that's why. Or perhaps the writers couldn't get their asses in gear and get us out of New York, which is an interesting place to put Indiana Jones. Love the fact that we actually got to see, how his life was winding down and various things like that, and you actually got time to spend with Indy. And I know that that sounds really bizarre, considering that we actually haven't been with Indy for a while, since Crystal Skull. But it does give the character the time and attention that somebody like Indiana Jones deserves. 4 out of 5, That is all I'm saying. Go check it out. It's a good movie. It is a 12A in the UK, which is unusual because all the others are like PG. I don't know what Crystal Skull is. I don't really want to know. I'm just accepting it purely because of the whole Marion situation. That's the only reason why it exists. And poor old Marcus. Oh, Marcus. It was great that we got some links to these things. It was great that his dad was mentioned. It was great that certain things happened that were resolved. Loved that. Loved ice cream and loved seeing some beloved characters again, even though briefly, for understandable reasons. 4 out of 5. This is the review. There you have it. Well, I hope you enjoyed my review of the 5th Indiana Jones movie, The Dial of Destiny. Please like, comment and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell for my latest video. I hope you're staying safe wherever you are. Bye, and thanks for the support.